Guys, welcome to another fun episode of Dude, I Love or Hate My New Ride. And this episode is all about van life, but not just any van. This is a brand new Ford Transit diesel that's been converted into RV on a budget. And here's the owner, Carrie, to tell me all about it. Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Carrie, nice to meet you.
How did you decide to do this?
I didn't realize until I went to the Kansas City Auto Show that you could customize a Ford Transit with a diesel and various different options. I always wanted a diesel, and I didn't realize Ford was even an option. So after going to the auto show, I custom ordered it, and about a month later, I had that thing in my driveway.
So this is a 2018 model, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is the older diesel because for 2020, they have a newer diesel option coming out.
Yes, sir.
But this is a straight 5.
Yep.
They call it, of course, the Power Stroke, 185 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed automatic transmission.
Last year we left Kansas City. We actually sold our house in May, but in July we left Kansas City, drove all the way up to Whistler, Canada, and back to Kansas City, and it did phenomenal. The average mile per gallon, reset there and coming back after those thousands and thousands of miles, was about 18.5 miles to the gallon.
Okay.
That's even if I want to cruise at 80 miles an hour.
Hey guys, you've probably seen our 2004 Volkswagen Touareg before. Well, before we bought it, we ran it through CarVerticals VIN check. Before you buy your next vehicle, get a 20% discount on a CarVertical vehicle report by clicking on the link below. The detailed vehicle history will list any theft, accident, insurance claim, and maintenance issue with the car or truck you want to purchase. Peace of mind never costs so little.
So this is kind of a mean-looking van. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, people have asked me, like, are you part of the police or the SWAT team or different things? Like, are you military? Which I am ex-military, so I don't know if that's some of the underlining effects of what's going on here.
Yes,
but
yes.
The bumper, the roof rack, all those things are provided by Illuminous out of California.
Okay.
And really, the bumper is a safety precaution. When I drove this thing for months, and I wouldn't drive it at night because I was always concerned if I hit some kind of wildlife, then that puts a big damper in your trip, right,
Yes.
in your vacation plans or your holiday plans. So until I got that thing installed, I wouldn't even drive at night. Van Life Customs out of Denver here is the one that did the install of the bumper, the fog lamps, the roof rack, the wheels and the tires, the light bar, the solar panel, and of course the fan that's in there. They did all of that before they actually did the modifications on the inside.
Okay.
So
it's kind of like a la carte. You asked them certain things,
right,
and they kind of delivered that.
Absolutely.
So is that aluminum then, or steel?
Yeah, it's aluminum.
Okay.
It's aluminum, yeah.
So it looks pretty beefy, strong, and there's a place here for a winch, I can see.
Absolutely.
So if you needed the winch.
I could install that as well.
How did you pick, the high roof and the passenger configuration? What were some of the considerations there?
Definitely, I have a family. So I have 3 kids and 3 grandkids that like to travel and like to do things with us. So the passenger van gives you the ability for different seat configurations, but also has air conditioner built in and airbags.
Okay.
So when I'm taking my grandkids and I know and they're right in the seat, it's completely safe. So right now it's configured for the 2-seat, but you can actually put a 3-seat person in there as well.
Okay.
So just depending on what activity or whatever I have going on. So right here we have our electrical aspect of it. This is a Kodiak generator, and you can charge it via AC. You can charge it through like a home 110. Right now it's being charged via solar. And right below that is an AGM battery. And then over here we have a fridge, and these are like marine grade fridges. Right above that is a drawer. And then here's our platform bed. In the center right there is like a little cassette toilet that you can use for camping. Even we lived in it basically like this for 6 months last year without the sink. We just brought in, just like you're camping. So we'll have like a little jet boil, or we can plug in an Instapot or an induction stovetop to this generator and do all the cooking and everything that we need just with, a simple life.
All right, so now I see a fan.
Max Air fan.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's perfect for, we also have dogs that we travel with, so if we want to open up the little side windows and turn the fan on, we can do that as well.
Can you turn it on right now? Or
Absolutely, and it's all remote.
See how that works?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so then it actually has, you can set your temperature inside.
Okay.
to that. So when I have the dogs in here, and if it's just a nice kind of average day, I'll open up these side windows on each side.
And that's from Ford.
Yes,
that's
sir.
From Ford factory.
Ford factory, yep. And then I'll open up each one of those and you'll get a really good ventilation in here.
I see if you remove the seat, there's a little table here
Absolutely.
as well.
Right. So that gives you, once again, it depends on your configuration. So if it's just me, my wife, and the dogs, the seat will be out, and then we'll have that room for...
Little counter.
Absolutely.
Okay.
For extra space. I have these hidden compartments on each side for extra storage, and what I do is I keep stuff that I'm not going to use every single day. So here's my adventure toolkit. I have jumper cables, my jump, towing hitch, all those different kind of things in there as well. But the Adventure Tool Company here in Colorado makes all different types of toolkits in bags. But this one basically will have everything I need, standard and metric, wrenches and sockets and anything in case of emergency. And this just always stays in the van. And you can also put towels and different things and gloves in here. And use this as a little tarp as well. I've towed with it a few times and I forget that I'm actually towing something behind it.
How heavy have you been towing?
I've towed a 4Runner and then I've towed a Honda CRV.
Really?
Yeah.
So sizable vehicles behind
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't affect it at all. Just the gas mileage, but not the torque or any of that. It goes up any hills. It's been phenomenal. And with the trailer hitch option, you know, as you're going down the hills, the exhaust brake works perfect. It's really, really, really safe.
So you've had it how many miles? I mean, how
I've got
overall?
about 33,000 miles on
Okay,
it now
okay.
since last May. So
Okay, so you've been using it pretty heavily.
yes, yeah.
But what about service? Have you had to do any major services or just maintenance or how?
Well, that's another advantage of the diesel. The oil changes are every 10,000 miles, so I've had it in 3 times for 3 oil changes. I did an oil change right away at 500 miles, and then I've taken it in before for that. So there's not really a lot of major issues that I've had, or even minor issues with the van at all. So versatility is really, really important for me, just because we have a lot of different interests. And I think this is a good configuration for people that have that as well. So if you want to go fishing or you're hunting or you're outdoors, this is a great van for you. I do a lot of yoga and mindfulness, so this actually transports a lot of those yoga props for me.
Okay.
But we also do a lot of camping. So this drawer holds a plethora of camping stuff. Yes.
You know, somebody could sleep in here.
You could. You got to think that we could probably be ready to go probably 15 to 30 minutes with everything that we need, just because we're always organized.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here's the shower portion. So right here would be where you actually install the shower nozzle, and then you have a quick connect to the water. Once again, I wanted everything in simple, you know, kind of, if you think of Air Force terminology, LRUs, line replaceable units, so anything that I could replace easily or needs to be repaired easily,
I see.
I wanted that.
Now I see you have kind of screen system in here as well.
Yes, I do. This is a Canada company. They're roll-off, and they're really beneficial if it's a little hot or you're a place that has a lot of insects. So this center part actually can zip up as well if you're driving and you want access to the window.
Okay.
So you can see this can roll back up, and you can have access, and all this will be enclosed.
So it's also kind of a blackout, so if you're sleeping, if you need
Absolutely.
to block the light, okay.
Yeah, and then there's one in the door on the side as well. So these zip down.
And this is kind of a netting.
Yeah, and then you just have its magnetic entrance.
Okay.
So it just really keeps you protected from, you know, some of the elements, but you can still get a breeze and access in and out really easy magnetically.
You know, having a manual awning is actually nice, so you don't have to worry about, you know, electrical issues, right?
Absolutely. It's a little bit more manual effort on this part, because you bring these out. Maybe. There we go. And then
I gotcha.
Then these feet, you just position them wherever you need to.
So there's a little bit underbody protection here in the front?
Yeah, they put a little skid plate underneath there as well.
Okay.
So just to help. And the roof rack is fun. The grandkids get up there every time we go camping or go do something, and they just have a great time.
And they
up
look
there.
around. Can I climb?
Yeah, get
Climb
up there. Yeah.
All right. Usually I see this on the back. The ladder is usually on the rear, right?
I like it being on the side because of access to those doors in the back, and then you're not having to have it connected to the actual door. And it's just more sturdy and stable.
Yeah, and I like that it doesn't impede like the rear camera
No.
or anything like that.
No. So the only issue that I've had is the little access panels on the third brake light. So what happens is they continually just pop off or fall off. I've had a lot of them fall off within my driveway. The last time I had one replaced, by the time I got home, it was missing completely. I've noticed a lot of them have been missing on other Ford Transits, so it's something with the engineering aspect of it. And their solution right now is to replace the whole third brake light assembly with the backup camera and somehow secure and fasten those little access panels on each side.
Was it easy to buy this van?
Absolutely.
For the dealership, how was that experience?
So I go in, I custom order it, and I think I want to say like 1 million or something crazy different options.
Yes,
like, what engine do you want? And so then you kind of pick, of course, what color do you want? What kind of interior do you want?
Size, whatever.
And I did everything I could on the low end. So I got the cheapest stereo, I got the vinyl flooring, right? I did everything I could just because I didn't want any other issues, but I wanted it as affordable as possible.
Yes.
Same thing with the running boards and then the key code. And so then you get to pick if you want these side pop-outs, if you want a driver or passenger sliding door, the rear camera, things like that. So just like your typical Ford, but with all the different configurations. So I did the diesel engine, and then I did the 373 rear end so I could tow 7,500 pounds.
Okay.
So I still wanted that torque. I wanted that strength just because I never know in the future if I'm going to pull a trailer, right? A camping trailer or something behind it. I don't know.
It's very useful to have that. Yeah.
Right. And I know the diesel engine's going to last me probably longer than me.
So what was the price like from the dealer first?
I have the sticker in there. I want to say it's around 50-something thousand.
Okay.
I got it for 45.
Okay.
Which was
a little discount.
For a minimalistic, and I would say budget approach, this is definitely in a versatile van for maybe hunters or yoga people or whatever, camping or family. This is definitely affordable.
So with all the mods, after you did all this stuff, you bought all the parts, what was the total?
75,000.
75.
So it's just for the money. I think it's just an amazing deal.
So Carrie, is it fair to say that you love the van, or do you hate it?
I absolutely love the van. 120% I love the van.
Well, you kind of look like you love it. But would you do this again? Would you get the diesel Transit?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. I would not change any of the configuration at all.
Have you considered like a Mercedes Sprinter
I did.
or something else?
Yeah.
What was that?
I would say the biggest pro and con for me is that I've been researching this for about 5 years, and I've seen some people in Mercedes get stranded in remote locations, and there's not an authorized dealer to repair it. And just because the Ford drives like a van, it drives and feels like you're driving a minivan. So
not sitting up higher
Right.
like a Sprinter would be.
absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
Nice. All right, Carrie. Well, thank you for being here and
thank
showing
you
us
so
the
much.
van.
Yeah.
Of course, thank you for your military service as well.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
Thank
it
you.
very
Yeah.
much.